Heartwarming journey, poor girl uncovers incredible triplets, revealing life-changing truths about family. Mia never expected her Saturday at the community center to change everything. The crowd swayed in a busy buzz, laughter echoing through the air. She was just there to break her usual routine and maybe help with the food pantry, but fate wore a different plan. Instead of the usual sweaty faces and high fives of her friends, Mia found herself stopped in her tracks by three small figures peeking out from behind a tattered banner. Their wide eyes glimmered with a mix of mischief and fear, a portrait of innocence flanked by the chaos of life around them. The triplets, 2 boys and a girl, were too young to be on their own, yet here they were, clearly abandoned. Sitting on the edge of her world, Mia's heart twisted. She felt the familiar ache of longing flash before her eyes. She could relate, to an extent, having to step up for her younger siblings while juggling her ailing mother's needs left constant weight on her heart. These kids, too, were forging their own path, navigating the rough waters of uncertainty together. With an embrace of compassion, she stepped forward. "Hey there, want to join me?" she said softly, her smile wide and warm. They shuffled over, eyes darting around like little deer in headlights. Mia knelt, whispering reassurances as if she could already feel their spirits lifting. Each day spent with the triplets turned from merely managing their needs into nurturing a bond that felt like a second family. Jake, the oldest boy with wild hair, was always jumping around, a tiny ball of energy fueled by hope. Lily, the girl, had a gentle strength about her, always looking out for her brothers. Max, the youngest, struggled with shyness, but when Mia hugged him tight, he melted into her comfort. "Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue." But just as Mia started to believe she could protect this new family, whispers circulated through the neighborhood. Life was never simple, and soon, a wealthy couple, who seemed to embody the fairy tale ending, stepped into the picture. Eyes glossy with promises of safety and stability, they approached Mia, flashing papers that threatened to tear her heart apart. The idea of the triplets leaving felt like a cold wind slicing through her. Did she have to choose between love and their future? Pulsing tension surrounded Mia as bleak thoughts loomed in her mind. The laughter that filled their apartment suddenly seemed tinged with shadows of despair. How could she let them go? Clutching Lily's tiny hand, Mia felt the swell of determination rise within her. Each moment with these kids mattered, a vivid reminder of why she fought so hard to keep the ones she loved close. And just when it felt like all hope hung by a thin thread, someone appeared at Mia's door, bringing secrets that could change everything. Her heart raced. The clock was ticking, and the weight of her choices loomed large. What would she do now, when everything she held dear dangled over the precipice of change? The expanse of the unknown beckoned, and Mia could only hope she would find her way to protect what mattered most. Mia's heart thudded against her chest as she opened the door, revealing a stranger standing on the threshold. The woman was clad in a tailored coat, her dark hair neatly pulled back. In her hands, she held a file, a bundle of papers that seemed to radiate urgency and promise. "Are you Mia?" the woman asked, her voice steady but soft, as if she were dealing with something fragile. Yes," Mia stammered, nerves fluttering in her stomach. "Who are you?" "I'm Clara, a social worker," she replied, her gaze piercing and searching. "I've been looking for you," she continued, glancing at the door behind Mia, as if the triplets might suddenly appear. "Looking for me?" Mia echoed, puzzled. "About the triplets," Clara said, her tone dropping. "I have news that could change everything for them." Mia's stomach nodded. The gravity of the moment swallowed the space around them. She stepped back, inviting Clara inside, her mind racing with possibilities. "What do you mean?" she managed to ask, the thought of the triplets' fate hanging heavy in the air. Clara opened the file, her fingers dancing over the pages. There's a chance to keep them together. A local family is seeking to adopt siblings. They meet the requirements, and I believe they genuinely want to provide a loving home. Mia's heart sank. A loving home. What did that even mean? It felt like a betrayal to consider how this could help the triplets when she had grown to love them fiercely. The joy they brought into her life lit up the shadows she had fought through. But I don't want them to leave. They're happy here, Mia protested, her voice rising slightly. I understand, Clara said, compassion shining in her eyes. But they are in a vulnerable position. Without a stable guardian, they're at risk of being placed elsewhere, alone or separated. A lump formed in Mia's throat. Separation. Her mind raced back to the moments they shared, the laughter during games, the closeness during bedtime stories. They're safe with me, she insisted, the heat of determination surging within her. I can provide for them. You're doing a wonderful job, Clara affirmed, her tone confirming Mia's instincts. But you're still a teenager, there are limitations to what you can offer at this stage. The adoption would be a way to ensure they are taken care of in a sustainable way. The weight of Clara's words pressed down on Mia, each syllable echoing of responsibility. The triplets had become her entire world. She had fought so hard to protect them, and now, faced with this conundrum, could she really let them go? Suddenly, the sound of tiny feet padded down the hall, the triplets' joyful voices drawing closer. Mia's heart caught in her throat. Lily. Jake. Max. She called, knowing their innocence was about to collide with this new reality. When they burst into the room, their laughter rang like chimes through the air, carefree and oblivious to the storm brewing. Mia's gaze darted between them and Clara. Could she take Clara's advice, or should she fight for what felt right? Right then, it clicked for Mia, her love for the triplets was unyielding. But love had to be backed by stability. What do I do? She whispered, more to herself than anyone else, a torrent of doubts washing over her. Just then, Jake tugged on her sleeve, his curious eyes peering up at her. Can we have cupcakes tonight? He asked, blissfully unaware of the heavy conversation that filled the room. Mia looked down at him, a resolution forming. Cupcakes or no cupcakes, tonight would be different. They would talk as a family, her, their protector, and the triplets, her heart. Could they find a way to anchor themselves together amidst the chaos? As the kitchen filled with laughter and anticipation, Mia felt a surge of hope. Maybe there was a path forward that didn't involve losing what she cherished most. The evening would yield answers, and Mia resolved to fight not just for the triplets' future but for the family they had chosen to become. Just when she thought she could sort it all out, an unexpected knock echoed through the house, sending shivers down her spine. Who could it be this time? Another piece to the puzzle, or a new challenge ahead? Mia's heart beat a frantic rhythm as she braced herself for whatever was to come next. Mia hesitated for a moment, the weight of uncertainty pressing down hard. She shared a quick glance with Clara, who appeared equally concerned. The triplets skittered to her side, their laughter fading into whispers as they sensed the shift in the air. Stay here, Mia instructed, kneeling to meet their curious, upturned faces. She wished she could shield them from the world outside, from anything that could threaten their fragile happiness. Tension coiled in her stomach like a tightly wound spring as she approached the door once again. Taking a deep breath, she opened it slowly. On the other side stood a man in a worn plaid shirt, his baseball cap dipped low over his brow. He couldn't have been much older than Mia but wore the weariness of someone who lived through storms. Hello, he said, his voice gravelly but gentle. I'm looking for Mia. I'm Mia, she replied, both curious and cautious. The man's gaze shifted nervously as he rubbed the back of his neck. My name's Alex. I heard about the triplets. I have something important to tell you. Mia. Jake's voice piped up beside her. Who is it? He's just someone who wants to talk, she said hastily. Why don't you all go back to the kitchen for now? She could feel the little ones looking up at her, confusion etched on their faces as they exchanged glances. Their innocence tugged at her heart. Okay. Lily said brightly, tugging Max along with her. We'll be there, Mia. As their pattering feet faded into the distance, a shroud of silence wrapped around them. Mia turned back to Alex, who sighed and took a step closer. I know this is really weird, but I know about their past, he murmured. Mia's heart raced. What do you mean? She felt a rush of protective instincts surge through her, willing to shield the triplets from anything that might disturb their newfound joy. They're my brother's kids, he said. The truth landed between them like a boulder. Mia blinked, processing the weight of his words. But how do you even know about them? She asked, feeling a rush of confusion mixed with anger. Did he plan to take them away? Alex squared his shoulders. I was in prison when all this happened. I didn't know about the adoption or that they were in foster care until I got out recently. But they're happy here with me, Mia replied fiercely, each word punctuated with an ache for the triplets' well-being. I want to let you take them. I'm not here to take them away, he responded quickly. I want to help them. I'm not like my brother. I want what's best for them, and I've got a job now. I can take care of them. Mia's heart raced. She felt like a juggler, balancing too many heavy balls in the air. Did love and care come from blood ties, or could they be won through hard-fought choice? What do you mean you want to help? She prodded, searching his expression for truth. Could he be trusted, or was he just another threat to her small world? I want to be involved, he said softly. I don't want to be just a name on a paper. I want to know them, be their uncle, if they let me. His voice cracked, betraying an unexpected vulnerability. I want to make things right. Mia's chest tightened. Could he really be different? Behind them, Clara remained silent, watching the exchange unfold with interest. I need time to think, Mia said cautiously, backing up a step. I can't decide, not now. Of course, Alex replied, relief and disappointment mingling on his face. I want them to know they have family too. Mia closed the door, sealing the conversation inside, the room lingering with silence. Her heart screamed at the thought of the triplets knowing that a piece of their history was waiting just beyond reach. All she ever wanted was to protect them, yet her world felt like it was spinning out of control. She gathered her courage and walked back to where the triplets were, their laughter filling the kitchen like sunshine. They didn't know the intensity of the storm brewing around them, and Mia felt a bittersweet pang. They were her world. But was she enough to keep them safe? Cupcakes! Max shouted with glee. As Mia entered, trying to shake off the heavy thoughts. Buried in the chaos of frosting and sprinkles, there was something deeper calling her. What was her role in this unfolding drama, where love and bloodlines collided? Okay, kids, let us decorate. She declared, forcing a smile to mask the turmoil within. But every joyous laugh felt taut with questions. Where would they stand if Alex became part of the picture? How could she navigate these uncertain waters when her heart and the triplets' happiness hung in the balance? Amidst the laughter and frosting, another knock echoed through the house, this one louder and more insistent. Mia's heart stopped for a brief moment. What now? As she glanced toward the door, the weight of decisions ahead sat heavy on her shoulders. Would this revelation change everything? The knock came again, sharp and demanding, cutting through the cheerful chaos of the kitchen. Max froze, cupcake in hand, frosting smeared across his cheek as he turned wide-eyed toward Mia. Clara's expression morphed from curiosity to concern. Mia, who else is it? Jake asked, his little brows furrowing. I'm not sure, she admitted, battling the knot of anxiety that twisted in her stomach. Stay by me. Mia approached the door once more, this time with caution. She felt a mix of dread and curiosity swirl inside her. What if it was someone else from the past, someone who could unearth harsh memories for the triplets? Whatever you are, you can't take them, she whispered under her breath, steeling herself before swinging open the door. This time, it was a woman, a tall figure with wild, curly hair, clutching a stack of vibrant papers. Mia blinked in surprise, trying to place her. The woman's brown eyes sparkled with recognition as she observed Mia, and a sense of urgency creased her features. Mia. I'm sorry to barge in like this. My name is Sarah, she said, her voice a blend of excitement and worry. I was looking for Alex, but I must talk to you. It's about the triplets. Mia's heart raced. Another connection to their past. Was she ready for more? What do you want with them? She asked, a protective instinct sharpening her voice. I swear, I'm not here to hurt them, Sarah hurried on. I know their story more than you realize. I just found out that Alex was trying to reach out, and well, you need to know the truth. There is something you don't know. Mia stepped back, eyes narrowing. What do you mean? What truth? Please, can I come in? Sarah pleaded, glancing anxiously over her shoulder as if she feared being followed. After a moment's hesitation, Mia reluctantly stepped aside, letting her inside. But you have to be quick. The kids are in here. As Sarah walked in, she scanned the room filled with giggles and colorful sprinkles, her eyes softening at the sight. They look so happy, Sarah murmured. I'd never want to disrupt that. Max piped up, are you going to help us with the cupcakes? Maybe later, little buddy, Sarah replied, flashing him a warm smile. Mia could feel a surge of protectiveness swell as she crossed her arms. What do you know? She pressed, already sensing the weight of whatever this woman was about to share. Sarah took a deep breath, gathering her thoughts. Alex isn't just a random person from the past. He was trying to escape a life he didn't want. You have to understand, there were circumstances. I worked with him in a program while he was in prison. He didn't want to be like his brother. He was trying to get out, to make a better life for himself and for the kids. Mia's heart hammered against her ribcage. Could it be that Alex's intentions were genuine? Or was this just another twist in a tale filled with uncertainty? I don't trust him, Mia said defensively. He is still family. His past is stained. I understand, but hear me out, Sarah urged. What if he really wants to turn his life around? What if he can bring them something you can't, a connection to their history? Mia's thoughts raced. The triplets were her everything. Each laugh, each sprinkle frosted cupcake, was a testament to what they had built together. But there was a family link, their father's brother hovering like a ghost over her carefully crafted world. The laughter of the triplets echoed around them, blissfully unaware of the tension building in the air. What if Alex really wants to be their uncle? Sarah posed softly, her voice almost a whisper. What if he could offer them a different kind of family? Mia looked towards the kids, her heart heavy with the battle of love and loyalty raging within her. The door to their past was cracked open wider, and the question spiraled like a whirlwind. Could a piece of this puzzle bring them joy, or would it wreak havoc? With more knocking echoing in the distance, Mia inhaled sharply. Could she navigate this messy family drama? And did she even want to let any more shadows into their light? As Mia's thoughts spiraled, she heard another voice from outside, this time demanding answers of its own. Mia. Open the door. We need to talk. Again, the weight of decisions pressed down on her. What lay behind the door now? Another chance for truth or another threat? Would it be the change that brought healing or chaos? Mia's heart pounded as the voice continued to call her name, each syllable fraying her nerves further. There was something raw in the urgency, like a siren pulling her toward the storm. She turned instinctively to Sarah, seeking reassurance in her eyes. But uncertainty painted Sarah's face, too, her excitement dimmed by a flicker of fear. Who is it now? Mia whispered, stepping back toward the door brick by brick. I don't know, Sarah replied, shaking her head, her curls bouncing slightly. But it feels serious. Mia looked at the triplets, still lost in their silly cupcake game, blissfully unaware of the tension unfolding around them. Max was icing his cupcake with wild abandon, Clara was meticulously arranging sprinkles, and Jake was attempting to create a masterpiece his siblings could admire. In their eyes, this was a moment of joy, unmarred by the shadows outside. Mia. The voice called again, desperation creeping into the tone. Please, just let me in. With a deep breath, Mia grasped the doorknob like a lifeline. She could handle this. She had to protect her kids. She swung the door open, ready for anything, but felt her stomach drop when she saw the figure standing on the porch. It was Daniel, Alex's brother, and the last person she ever wanted to see. Mia, he started, his voice tight with something unspoken, desperation evident in his eyes. What are you doing here? Mia barked back, instinctively stepping in front of the children. I need to talk to you, he pleaded, raising his hands in a gesture of peace. It's important. It's about Alex and the triplets. Save it, she shot back. I don't want anything to do with him or you. You don't get to waltz back in and cause more chaos. I'm not here to hurt them, Daniel countered, his tone shifting to earnestness. It's about protecting them. Please, you have to trust me. I made mistakes, but I want to fix things. I came as soon as I heard about Alex's attempts to reach out to his kids. Mia's mind raced. What had she gotten herself into, inviting one chaos into their lives only to have another knock? Her children deserved peace and love, yet shadows from the past kept crashing down. Just give me a moment, Mia dropped her gaze. I can't have them hurt again. I understand that, Daniel said softly, his voice cracking. But Alex is turning his life around, and he wants to meet them. They deserve to know their roots, and maybe it can bring you all some closure. Closure. The word hung between them like a ghost she couldn't outrun. Mia, Sarah interjected gently, sensing the conflict. You have to weigh the potential risks against the possibility of healing. It's not just about you anymore. It's about the kids. Mia's heart fluttered. Her protective instinct collided with the thread of hope. The truth could free them or bind them to a history of pain. The house, once filled with laughter and frosting, now felt heavy, the weight of generations pressing down. I need to talk to you too, she said abruptly to Daniel, fighting to keep her voice steady. He nodded, the tension beginning to dissolve as her resolve took shape. She could still protect her kids while facing the truth. The door creaked wider, and she allowed him in, her eyes briefly darting to Sarah for support. As Max turned his attention to the two adults, curiosity gleaming in his eyes, Mia's heart clenched. This was her chance to reclaim their story before it spun out of control. Okay, let us talk, she said firmly, meeting Daniel's gaze with her steely resolve. But remember, there's no turning back. As they moved deeper into the kitchen, an unexpected flurry of laughter erupted from the triplets, their joy echoing in stark contrast to the tension burgeoning in the room. But just as Mia began to breathe, another knock came, this time more frantic than before. She felt her stomach twist again. What more could come crashing into their lives? Had the past truly returned to reshape their future? Or would this door to discovery open into darkness? Mia's breath hitched as she exchanged a glance with Daniel. His face mirrored her confusion, but his eyes held a flicker of determination, making her question if maybe this was the moment they both needed. But the hammering knock brought her back to the present, harder and louder this time. Each thud reverberated through her, jarring her focus. Who could that be? Sarah asked, her earlier confidence vanishing. I don't know, but I have a bad feeling about this, Mia replied, stepping toward the door again. Her instinct screamed at her to keep the children safe, to shield them from whatever storm brewed beyond her threshold. She swung the door open halfway, peering out. The sight of a woman, drenched and wild-eyed, nearly made her gasp. Please, you have to help me. They're coming. They'll find me. The woman's voice trembled as she spoke, eyes darting nervously over Mia's shoulder. Who's coming? Mia's protective barrier kicked back in, her mother bear instincts flaring. I can't explain. Just please, let me in. The woman looked as though she'd just run a marathon, and Mia could see bruises blooming on her arms. We can't. Mia started, but Daniel stepped forward, his expression softening. Mia, listen, he said, placing a hand on her shoulder. She's scared. What if she's in trouble? We can't turn our backs on someone who needs help. Mia hesitated, her heart pounding fiercely in her chest. They were already dealing with enough chaos from Alex, and now, this? Was it too risky to open her door again? But another quick glance at the triplets now watching wide-eyed from the kitchen forced her hand. She couldn't be the one to close the door on someone seeking refuge. All right, Mia uttered, her heart racing. Come in. But keep it down, okay? She swung the door wide open, letting the woman stumble inside. The newcomer lurched into the kitchen, dripping water on the floor, holding her hands up in a pleading gesture. Thank you. You don't know what but before she could finish, Jake piped up, a sprinkle of confusion lacing his innocent voice. Mom, who's this lady? Just someone in need, sweetie. Please don't panic, Mia said, trying to keep her tone steady. I'm Lola. Sorry to barge in like this, the woman stammered, catching the attention of each triplet. I swear I just need a moment. Daniel stepped closer, suspicion shadowing his features. What are you running from, Lola? Look, it's complicated, she said, glancing nervously back at the door. But if I don't stay hidden, I have no idea what they'll do to me. They can't find me here. Please just trust me. Mia felt the room shift, tension knotting again. She couldn't afford to involve her children in another layer of complexity. Their lives had been pulled through enough chaos already. Yet, as she turned to glance at the triplets, she saw uncertainty mirrored in their eyes. Was this going to throw them back into the fray they had worked so hard to escape? Mom? Clara asked softly, her tiny voice a lifeline in the confusion. Can we help her? Mia's heart cracked just a little more. The innocence of her children stirred something deep within her. They always believed in the goodness of people, didn't they? Could she do the same? I'll help you, but only if you promise nothing will threaten my kids, Mia said firmly. The moment was blurry. She could see hope and fear intertwined in the air. Of course, Lola agreed, relief flooding her tone. I swear on my life. But before Mia could respond, another urgent noise echoed outside, a siren slicing through the chilly air, drawing closer with an undeniable finality. Instinct kicked in as her heartbeat throbbed louder, drowning out every sensible thought. What was about to come crashing into their already fractured world? The pieces were slipping through her fingers, and she began to recognize that there was no easy way ahead, only the unknown. Mia's heart raced as the siren wailed outside, the sound escalating like a tempest against her consciousness. She turned her attention back to Lola, whose face was now a canvas of fear and desperation. The triplets clung to each other, their wide eyes darting between the newcomers as they tried to process the escalating tension. Are they looking for you? Who are they? Daniel asked, his protective instincts kicking in, his body now rigid with unease. Lola shook her head, her wet hair slinging droplets around like tiny stars. I can't say. Just if they come here, please don't mention me. I can't put you in danger. Mia felt the gravity of Lola's words weighing down on her. We're already in danger, aren't we? Whatever you're running from, it's here now. Suddenly, another thump echoed, the front door shuddering as if it too sensed the looming threat. The triplets gasped, huddling closer together at Mia's legs, and she could feel the warmth of their small bodies pressing against her for comfort. Mia, maybe we should call the police, Daniel suggested, letting his hand slide from Mia's shoulder to her waist, a silent support, but one that raised her pulse further. No. Lola interjected, stepping forward with an urgency that sent alarm bells ringing in Mia's head. You can't. If they find out where I am, they'll hurt me. Please, just give me a moment to catch my breath. Mia felt the walls closing in. Everything inside her screamed to protect her children, to close off the chaos threatening them. Yet, she could see the hope glimmering in Lola's eyes. This woman was a reflection of the dangers that lay just beyond their door, but also possibly their lifeline. Let us move away from the door, Mia said, forcing herself to think clearly. We can talk in the living room. But we need to keep our voices down. As she led them toward the couch, she felt her spirit buckling under the weight of her decision. They sat in a tight circle, glancing nervously at the door as the siren finally faded into the distance, leaving an eerie silence in its wake. Mia's heart slowed just a bit with relief, but anticipation gripped her as she faced Lola. All right, start from the beginning. Why are they after you? Lola took a breath, her shoulders trembling as she dove into the story. I used to work for a group. They promised a better life, but it turned out to be a nightmare. I saw things I shouldn't have, and when I tried to escape, they came after me. Her voice quivered, but there was strength in her words. Jake began to fidget. Mom, is she in trouble? Can we help her? Mia remained focused on Lola, understanding that Jake's innocent question mirrored her own thoughts. What do you want from us? How can we help? I just need a place to lay low for a bit. Just until they stop looking for me, Lola pleaded, her gaze shifting from Mia to the doorway, fear etched on her face. Daniel took a step closer. And when they find you? They won't find me here, Lola insisted, leaning forward as if trying to bridge the chasm of uncertainty between them. I swear, I won't let them in. I'll keep them away from your children. The triplets, eyes wide, absorbed every word like little sponges. In this moment of uncertainty, their faith melted Mia's hesitations. There was something about the raw courage Lola displayed. She was unyielding, even in the face of terror. Mia felt a flicker of hope, merging with obligation. Was it possible that by helping Lola, they could also find a way out of their own chaos? Suddenly, there was another knock at the door, a quick, sharp rap that sent everyone in the room into silence, blood running cold in their veins. Mia's heart dropped as she locked eyes with Daniel, his expression mirroring her concern. Who is it? She whispered, feeling more vulnerable than ever. Open up. We know someone's in there. A gravelly voice called from outside. This wasn't just trouble. This was a storm brewing on their doorstep. Mia's mind raced. What would she say? Who was out there? Could she protect her children? Don't answer. Lola urged, her voice tense. Would they let fear dictate their actions, or would they stand together against the unknown? Mia took a deep breath, her body tensing as the pressure mounted. What would happen if she opened that door? Mia's pulse thundered in her ears, drowning out the silence that stretched between them. Each knock reverberated through her, ringing with an urgency that felt almost surreal. She could see Lola inching back, her fingers trembling as she clawed her way deeper into the couch cushions. Mom, Jake's small voice broke through the quiet, filled with confusion. What is happening? Mia took a breath, her instincts clashing violently with her desire to protect. She couldn't bear to see the fear in her children's eyes, the uncertainty and doubt inscribed on their innocent faces. Daniel's gaze pinned her, as if urging her to make a choice. But what choice? All she wanted was a normal night without shadows creeping in through their door. Another thud slammed against the door, rattling the frame. Mia. Just open up. We won't hurt anyone. The gravelly voice growled again, more insistent this time. Her mind raced. What if I call the police now? No. Lola yelped, her brown eyes wide with terror. You can't. If they think you're helping me, they'll come after all of you. You have to trust me. Trust. A life built on trust felt foreign now. Mommy, what if they're the good guys? Jenna piped up, eyes innocent but laced with concern. Mia shook her head. We don't know that, sweetheart. Her heart sank. Was the nightmare outside better than the unknown that Lola represented? She couldn't shake the feeling that refusing the door was akin to surrender, yet opening it could lead to disaster. Just give me a moment, Lola whispered, her voice quivering. If they're who I think they are, they'll make you regret this decision. Mia leaned against the wall, palms pressed against her heated cheeks as she weighed the fear against instinct. Finally, she nodded subtly to Daniel. He moved instinctively to gather the triplets behind him, a shield of love in front of their small, trembling bodies. What do we do? He mouthed silently, uncertainty written all over his face. Mia felt suddenly suffocated by the weight of responsibility. All her life, she had been the one to keep her family safe, yet here they were on the precipice of chaos, uncertainty thick in the air. Then came the sound of footsteps heavy, determined, shuffling just outside their door, and it felt like the world had stopped. What if they get in? Jake asked, voice cracking, his grip tightening on Mia's leg. They can't, Mia breathed. I want to let them. We stick together. The words came out more boldly than she felt. Suddenly, the doorknob twisted violently, the door rattling against its frame with an intensity that made Mia's stomach drop. The movement paused, and she could hear heavy breathing on the other side. Open up. The voice demanded once more. Seriously, we don't want to hurt you. We just need her. Her heart raced. Who are you looking for? What do you want with her? Just let us talk to her. That's all. Mia felt panic bursting in her, like the bubble of warm air before a storm. Would that be enough? Please, just keep quiet, Lola hissed, her voice barely a whisper. I'll handle this if they get in. Just promise me to keep the kids safe. Are you crazy? Daniel shot back, urgency curling up his spine. You can't go out there. But what if this was the moment they lost everything? What if by staying silent, they signed their own fate? Just then, a loud crash echoed from the front door. Think fast, Mia. Before she could react, a figure kicked the door in, splintering wood sending debris flying across the room. Mia could barely breathe as she stood frozen, heart pounding like a drum in her chest, ready to face whatever threat awaited them. One question remained. In the shadows deepening around them, should she choose to fight or flee? Get back! She screamed, the words bursting from her lips as she stepped forward. And then the door swung wide. A man stood framed in the doorway, silhouetted by the dim light of the street lamp outside. His eyes darted around the room, landing on each member of the family in rapid succession. Mia could see the shadows dancing across his face, threatening to swallow him whole. There was no mistaking the intensity behind his gaze, a storm brewed just beneath the skin. Lola! He bellowed, his voice deep and demanding, echoing like thunder. We need to talk. Now. Stay away from her. Mia shouted, stepping protectively in front of Lola, who trembled on the couch, her face pale as paper. Mommy, I'm scared. Jake clutched at Mia's leg, his small frame shaking. Listen, the man said, holding up his hands, I swear we don't want to harm anyone. We just want Liar. Daniel shouted, his muscles taut like a coiled spring. You barged in here without permission. Who are you? Mia barely noticed Daniel's challenge as the weight of her decisions pressed down upon her. The man in front of her seemed more than ready to fight for whatever he was after, and the fear racing through her veins screamed at her to protect her children at any cost. Yet another part of her was frozen in place, curious about the truth that Lola had hidden from them. Enough. Lola's voice, shaky but stronger than before, cut through the tension. Mia flinched at its intensity. Please, just let him speak. It's my fault I brought this upon us. Mia's heart sank. The truth was finally here, but at what cost? She looked to her children. Their eyes mirrored her fear and confusion, leaving her feeling even more unsteady. Fighting back tears, Mia's gaze met Lola's talk. Mia whispered, her voice raw. What do you mean? What could possibly be so important that they can break down our door? It's complicated, Lola said, glancing at the man. But you need to understand that I didn't want you all caught in this mess. I didn't. Suddenly, another voice cut in, softer but laden with urgency. We're coming for her, Lola. A second shadow shifted behind the man, revealing a woman clutching something tightly in her arms, a small bundle that rustled against her chest. You can't hide anymore. It's time to face the truth. What truth? Daniel echoed, glancing nervously at Mia. What is going on? Are they your people, Lola? Mia's voice trembled as she stepped back involuntarily. Is this about you? About us? Why are they here? The man narrowed his eyes, gauging the situation. She knows far more than she's letting on. Trust me, it's not safe for you. If we don't get her out now. Lola shook her head vehemently. You can't take me. I want to go. Not now, not ever. Mia felt her resolve wash over her, rage mingled with fear. This is my family. If you want Lola, you'll have to go through all of us. For a moment, silence hung heavily in the air, tension thick as fog. A piercing shriek rang out, followed by the sound of hard pounding. Someone else was coming, and time was running out. Come on. We can't stay here. The woman urged, her eyes darting between the two sides like they were the prey in a game of moral catch-and-release. What do you mean? Mia's voice trembled, the weight of despair clawing at her throat. Who are you to dictate what happens next? And just as uncertainty filled the room, a fearful voice called from the back, desperate, Mommy. Mia's heart lurched. Which direction should she take? Should she trust Lola, or was salvation disguised as a lie? Before she could make sense of everything, the door creaked wider, a new figure emerging through the darkness outside. And the events of that night were far from over. Mia stood frozen in the doorway, bracing herself against the chaos that swirled around her. The tension in the room thickened as uninvited shadows threatened to swallow their fragile world. The triplets huddled behind her, their innocent faces drawn tight with confusion and fear, and she realized at that moment what she had to do. Enough! Mia shouted, her voice rising above the clamor. She pushed the weight of her uncertainty aside, making a promise to herself that she would protect the little ones at any cost. You want Lola? You'll have to go through all of us. No one is going anywhere. Daniel added, his expression fierce, echoing Mia's sentiments. The man in the doorway glanced at his partner, uncertainty clouding his eyes. Mia took a deep breath, steeling herself. She felt the warmth of the triplets' tiny hands grasping her leg, the sound of their shaky breath ready to break her resolve. They were depending on her. Tell me why you've come. What do you want with her? The man held his ground, but the woman beside him shifted, the bundle she cradled rustling against her chest. This is about protection, she said, her voice steady. Lola is in danger, and we want to make sure she can finally escape what has been hunting her. Danger? Mia echoed, her heart racing as her protective instincts kicked in even harder. And what will you do when you find her? Does that include putting my kids at risk? We're not here to threaten anyone, the man replied, his tone firm but edged with fatigue. We're here to help. This is bigger than you realize. Mia could feel her heart pulse like thunder in her ears. Could she trust them? She risked a quick glance at Lola, reading the fear written all over her face. Lola, do you know them? I do, she breathed, taking a step forward, her gaze flickering between Mia and the intruders. They're part of the group that's been attempting to keep me safe, that's why they've come. Safe? Mia pressed, doubt clouding her mind. How could it be safe if they've been chasing you? I'll explain, Lola said, her voice more powerful now, rising above the doubts. There's a group involved in some shady business smuggling, coercion. I'm trying to flee that life. I didn't ask for any of this. They came after me when I attempted to escape. The truth hung in the air, more potent than sorrow, twisting through Mia's heart. Then why should I believe any of you? She asked, eyeing the newcomers with a mix of skepticism and concern. Because, the woman spoke up again, the journey isn't just mine. It includes you now. Her eyes softened as she looked at the triplets. They deserve truth. The truth about their family, about who they are. Mia felt the ground shift beneath her as the pieces began to fall into place. You're telling me there's more to their history? More than what I already know? She pressed. Yes, the woman insisted, stepping forward. There's a connection that runs deeper, and them knowing the truth could change everything. As Mia stood at the precipice of revelation, uncertainty gripped her. A part of her wanted to shield her children from whatever history lurked in the shadows. Yet, beneath the fear was a flicker of hope. Could they find healing in this chaos? A new knock echoed once more at the door, this time softer but filled with urgency. Mia. A voice called out, familiar yet distant. She brushed her palm across her cheek, fighting to keep her emotions in check. That's enough. I'll hear what you have to say, but no one takes any actions without my consent, she warned, voice steady despite the storm of doubt that was swirling inside. The woman nodded. Fair enough. But please hurry, she's the only one who can help against those who are coming for Lola. With grit she didn't know she had, Mia crossed back to the door, opening it a crack to reveal a police officer standing outside. Relief washed over her, but then she remembered Lola's words. What now? You've got to tell me everything. She layered her arms protectively over her children, anchoring her resolve. It's okay, Mia, the officer said gently. Let us get everyone inside, it's safer than standing out here. Mia hesitated, recalling the moment's rapid turn. Would they protect her family, or would they drag her into chaos? No. She looked back at Lola. This isn't just about myself anymore. Mommy, are we safe? Jake quivered, his eyes wide and trusting. Mia knelt down to meet their gazes, her heart swelling with love. We will be, I promise. As she turned to the officer, she saw in his eyes an understanding that came from knowing the weight of responsibility. I'll listen, but we're keeping the kids out of danger. Not an easy decision, but the tension that had held them hostage began to shift. They didn't have all the answers yet, but they would navigate this maze together, foot by foot. Let us start with the truth, Mia resolutely stated, knowing they were entering unknown territory. Whatever happens next, it'll be together. As they moved into the house, a flicker of hope ignited within her. This moment felt like the cusp of change, a decision made out of love, fortifying her family against the storms ahead. Together, they could face the shadows, and together they would rise. Each step taken was filled with determination, a commitment to transform fear into understanding. The evening had brought chaos, but she finally felt the promises of a brighter horizon pressing just beyond. This was the time to be brave, to face whatever came next and protect what was truly hers. And that's exactly what she planned to do. Now, if you're inspired by Mia's journey and want to keep following incredible transformations like this, you need to subscribe now. This is the moment to show your support and never miss out on uplifting stories. Leave a like right now to feed the algorithm and help spread these messages of hope. Don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. Your support is what keeps this channel alive, and only true fans understand the importance of taking action. Together, let us uplift lives.